Hello, this will be the intro to digital 3D modeling. We're going to take a look at the SketchUp program. So I'm just going to jump into a web browser. I'm going to type download SketchUp free, and I'm not actually going to download it. This is an online version, but you click there, and then you just have to enter some information in terms of what you're using it for. So you want to answer yes for this, and you would put student. And you would put your limestone.on.ca email address, so your school email address, into there. So again, you have to sign in. You want to choose your Limestone account and click allow. And by connecting it to your Limestone, now it will save everything you make into online version of SketchUp here. So this is what the interface is going to look like when you click Start Modeling. There's always this kind of creepy, weird person there. I'm rotating the screen and they're always looking kind of at you. They're actually 2D. They're called a sprite. So I'm just going to click on it and then click the Delete key. Now, how to move around in this environment. So you're going to use your middle mouse scroll wheel, and if you click and hold that down, you will do what's called an orbit, where you will the camera will always be pointed at a single object, but will rotate around. Now, if you hold the Shift key while you're holding down your scroll wheel, you will have pan, and that allows you to move the screen left, right, up, and down. So next here I've got the line tool, and I've just clicked the origin there, the center point. This has guides very similar to AutoCAD, which we just used previously. And I'm typing in dimensions here. You can see them in the bottom right-hand corner there. So it'll give you the dimension in terms of where you are, but if you type it, it will override it. Once you create a 2D sketch, like I've just done there, it will create what's called a polygon or a face. So that's that gray square we see in front of us. Now you can see I'm looking at the guides there. There's midpoint guides, just like AutoCAD. I've drawn a line across. And now that has separated that polygon into two different ones. So I've just used the arrow tool and I'm just clicking on those faces. Now in order to make something 3D, you use the push-pull tool. That's what I'm selecting now. And you click a face and you can move up or down or type a distance. So any face, any polygon, any of those gray faces, you can click on. Now you can see when I click on the face, sometimes it's going to create an empty sort of cavity. And that's what push-pull does. There's not a solid object. Essentially, things are hollow, but you can force it to make solid objects. If you have the push-pull tool selected, press Shift. You'll see a little plus there by my icon, and you will create a solid object. You won't have that kind of indented or depressed surface. So you can see all those are polygons. I can click on them, press delete just to see the interior. Control Z is undo, and that put that polygon back. Now I can draw on any of these polygon surfaces. They act kind of like pieces of paper. So I'm just going to start drawing lines here. And I'm just going to draw this rectangle that's centered. I started with the midpoint object snap. And see, I can delete faces or I can delete lines. And you see it merges those two polygons into one. And I just use push-pull, pulled it up. Now I'm going to create sort of an angle support, angle iron. So on this face, I'm going to draw a triangle. I'm going to use push-pull, push that front face to the back and click, and it deletes it. Okay, so that's kind of like the trim tool in AutoCAD. Now again, any of those faces you can click on, you can drag them with push-pull. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try some shapes. So down there in the square icon, I click on that. I can grab a circle. I'm trying to find the center, the midpoint there. You can see it's drawing guides. And I'm going to toss some circles in here. Now this is creating a hole feature. And you can see I'm just lining up that previous circle with the midpoint to get things lined up. And now I'm going to create a hole feature. So I'm going to take push-pull and I'm going to push it into the object. If I push it in and then click the back edge, it creates a hole. But I can extend it further. So you can see I click the back edge for the second click, and there you go. So those are the basics of SketchUp. So I would suggest giving it a shot, trying to model something, becoming familiar with sketching, then using push-pull